Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Dyna P1000 Evo 2. Now this rifle, I think when it first came out as a PCP, was known as the Evo 1, and there were some differences between the two. I think that the Evo 2 is a lot more stylish, especially the 4-stock is a lot more stylish. I believe it's got less capacity in the cylinder than the Evo 1, but I think overall it is nice looking. So what we'll do, we'll just sort of go through some initial specs. The overall length of the gun is 965mm. The barrel length is 445mm. Has a rifled steel barrel. The total weight is 3.7 kg, unscoped, so you know it's not light by any means. By the time you stick a scope on that, that'll probably tip the 4 kg weight. We just start from the rear. We've got a rubber recoil pad, as you can see there, and I believe that is adjustable left, right, up and down. For obviously good shouldering depending on your needs. You've got a really nice, I believe this is, I'm sure it's a beach stock. I'm sure I'm sure it's beach. You've got a nice thumb hole stock there with some nice stippling to aid in your grip. You've got an automatic safety, and I'm all for automatic safeties. As I said before in my previous video, I think a safety should be used at all times, especially when you're target shooting or plinking in your back garden. And it's nicely placed as well, because with the thumb hole stock, if you want to sort of pistol grip with your thumb or put your thumb up on the top of the rear stock, then you're right there next to the safety if you want to engage it manually for whatever reason. I'd say the stock is ambidextrous. There is as you can see, there is a bit of damage there, but I bought it with knowing that damage was present. A little dent on the top of the cheek piece there. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to try and make it any better than what it is. If anything, I might stick something over there, kind of maybe you could have a rubberized cheek piece bit that runs on the top. I know they do them. I know they do them for shotguns and whatnot, so I could probably do that, but at the moment it's not much of an eyesore. Looking at the action, this is very much styled. If you look at the action here and just look at the whole style of the gun, it is like a shotgun. It is really modelled on what a shotgun looked like. When I first saw this, I did sort of had to, I wondered, is it a shotgun, is it an air rifle, when I first saw the pictures. But it is nicely modelled. It is very different because obviously a lot of air rifles, especially your traditionally type of style of air rifle, the action sits within the stock, which is the stock is normally a one-piece affair, and obviously the action sort of sits within it. But with this, it's in two parts. So the rear stock, and then you've got the 4-stock. They're two parts, and they effectively bolt onto the action. So sticking with the action, I think the trigger guard's full metal, 2-stage adjusted. The cocking action is side lever, quite a nice action. There's no real effort to cock in it. It's quite easy and simplistic. It's got an 11mm dovetail grooves there. And if we just move further along, as you can see with the 4-stock, nicely styled, nice stippling there, so you've got plenty of good grip. The barrel, the cylinder is removable, which is a good thing, so you could have multiple cylinders if you wish, and you can remove them on the fly, so you don't have to degas. You can unscrew them and then screw them back in when they're depleted. You can see the barrel there, so it's non-shrouded, and you've got a 1/2 inch UNF, as you can see there at the front. The manometer is at the front there. Not a great fan of that, but you know, when you're looking at it, you can look at it. You don't need to look at it face down into the barrel. You can look at it to the side, which is going to minimise any potential safety issues. You know, looking right down at the business end. But I think, you know, it's about health and safety. It starts with the individual. So what you have to do is you just look at it side on. And the magazine, it's a 14-shot magazine. I forgot to say this is in 177.177, and there's a 14-shot magazine that mounts from the left side of the gun. As you can see the stop pin there. You've got to mount it from the other side, which is not a bad thing. You know, whether it mounts left or right, it doesn't bother me. Most of my rifles vary in that manner. So the scope I've got on here at the moment, I've got a Nico Sterling, can't remember what, 4x12 by 50. This is the second hand, not second hand, it came with the gun, and I'll explain the purchase of the gun in a minute. Yeah, I've got this off DHgate, and to be honest with you, on some of these sites, although they show the magnification being quite a good magnification, in this example 8x32, you might find it might be 8x24, or if you get a 6x24, it might be 6x16 or 18. A couple of my scopes have proven that, but there have been others that have not, and the magnification appears to be what's said. But yeah, so the plan is to get this scope on the rifle and take off the Nico Sterling, because I'm not overly fond of that Nico Sterling scope, to be honest. And what I want to do is put a one-piece mount on the rail. I prefer the one-piece, which I'll get on here, because this is about just over 100mm. I've ordered a one-piece which is 90mm in measurement, so that will fit nicely on there and won't interfere with the magazine. So just a bit of a history on this rifle. I purchased it second hand from a retailer. Well, when I was told it was virtually new, but there was just one dink on it. The dink being where I showed you on the cheek piece here, just there. But when the rifle arrived, I got it on an RFD transfer, and when I went to pick it up, what I found, you're probably wondering, what is this on the end here? So behind this, what I found was that there were loads of little notches on the forestock, right at the barrel end, loads of them. It must be about 7 or 8. I've put this on to hide them, basically, because I was disappointed when I saw it, because obviously it was either like that pre-postage, or it somehow got damaged in transit. Now, the way that the rifle was packed, it was packed in its box. There was no bubble wrap or anything around the rifle or inside the rifle. It came with the Nico Sterling magazine, and the Nico Sterling magazine was just in plastic sheeting, just like this one, this type of sheeting, a plastic bag, and was at the fore end. So when I opened it, and it wasn't, it wasn't opened at the RFD transfer, it was sealed from where it was dispatched. That's when I found the damage. Obviously, you can imagine, really disappointed. I did communicate with the retailer, and they said it was perfect when they shipped it. I certainly didn't do it, and I did not. I'm not gonna. If I had taken something out of the box and all of a sudden damaged it, I'm not going to try and put it on the retailer or the courier. I'll own up to that. But obviously the retailer disputed the fact that it was damaged before it left, and there was no explanation really. It was either like it when it was shipped or it was damaged in transit. I found it hard to believe that it would be damaged in transit because although nothing was bubble wrapped, the marks that I saw on there were not consistent with them being done by the scope. But however, I was gonna do a section 75 to get a refund, but when I looked at the rifle overall, bearing in mind I couldn't explain how the marks got there, I just thought, well, I put that on the front. I'm probably going to do something slightly different. I was thinking of doing a full repair, so putting some wood filler in where the damage is and whatnot, but I just thought, no, I don't really want to. I'll just leave it as it is. I am planning on hanging on to it because it is a rifle that I have been after for some time. Apart from that element, because I knew about the dent on the cheek piece, it is in nice condition, the gun. It fires well, it is quite accurate, and you know, they are depleted now. They're a discontinued model, so you're either lucky enough to get it via an RFD new, or sort of air gun supplier, or you can get them second hand. I have seen them for sale second hand. I've seen them for second hand for quite a lot of money actually. So it just depends, you know, some people will really mark up on what they sell and others will be realistic. But one of the other things that I'm going to do with this air rifle is I'm going to pimp it a little bit. Now, I like the carbon fibre element to some of these air rifles, in particular on the barrels. So what I've done, I've purchased in here, I'll take it out, I've purchased a carbon fibre rod. So I'm doing this at one end at the moment, just waiting on my mount to arrive so I can actually mount this while I'm doing my recordings. But I purchased this, and this, as you can see there, it's just a carbon fibre shroud. Cheap as chips. You can get these on eBay. I think I paid £11 for this, and something even better that I'll show you. This literally goes right over the barrel. Right, if we just, as you can see, there, right up to the action. There's probably about a 1mm gap between that and the barrel. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some washers at either end, some rubber washers at either end, rather than metal, because you've got more flexibility there, just to keep it in position. And what I'll then do is, obviously where the barrel ends, which is about here, I'll just cut it back. I'll just cut it back to where the 1/2 inch UNF is, and when the silencer or moderator goes on, it will keep it in place, or not keep it in place, but it will just it will keep it in place. Plus, it will just, you know, be a nice finish. What I don't want to do, I don't want to sacrifice there being a gap between the carbon fibre shroud and the moderator, because I think it'll look a bit crap then. But yeah, I know that there are some places that do these modifications and charge a fortune. Well, if I were you guys, I would keep your eyes open and have a look. Check the diameter of your, you know, if you're thinking of doing something like this yourself, check the diameter of your barrel, see if you've got enough space between the barrel and the cylinder going up to the action for a snug fit, and purchase yourself one of these, because it's inexpensive, and it is something that you can do yourselves. It's something that you can do yourselves. I would imagine that if I went to a specialist who customised air rifles and barrels, I think this job you'll be looking at upwards of about £150. So you can see that where all the money's going into that type of project. If you wanted someone else to undertake it, but yeah, so I'm going to have a go. I'm going to aim to shroud this barrel, and the silencer I use is a carbon fibre type as well, which is just here. Sorry, not this one. This is the bigger one. I'll just show you. Is the smaller one. So you can see with them two. So the way it should look will be kind of like that, and I think they look quite nice. So yeah, so that's the next thing I plan to do with this rifle, just to put the carbon fibre shroud on it, just to customise it a little bit. The magazine I've got today is 14 shots, so you're getting 14 shots. I've not chronoed this at all, and I've not done any groupings. All I've done since I've had it is, I think I've only had one session of firing. I just wanted to, basically I was just zeroing in the scope and just seeing what pellets are more likeable, not through grouping, but just seeing, obviously when you're doing it, just when you zero the scope and you put different pellets through, you'll see that those pellets will go into different areas of the target. At the moment, the QIS Streamline seem to do a good job in there, and the H&N field targets, 14.66 grain I believe they are. So yeah, it's, as I say, it's really nice. Shame about the front, the 4-stock end, but as I said, I can deal with that. And also, sorry, I've got to mention the filler probe is underneath. So if you look here, if you take that off, you've got a direct filler probe there. So there's no Foster fitting. You just take that off, put your tank or your compressor onto it, and away you go. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe. And once I've done the further modification of putting the carbon fibre shroud on, then I'll do another video just to share that with you. So thanks everybody, have a great day, take care, see ya, bye.